Hi SILEM stars, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then you're welcome to my channel. My name is SILEM. In today's video guys, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful halter neck shirt with open back. If you want to see how we make this beautiful shirt, definitely keep on watching.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
Now we're going to start with drafting the front piece. The first thing I'm doing is I'm marking my shoulder line, and then from that shoulder line I marked the armhole line 8 inches, bust point 10 inches, and my waistline, which is 16 inches. Now the length I have on my paper here is 24 inches, but I'm going to extend that length when I transfer it to the fabric. So just mark your desired length and then extend all the lines. Now, since this is a shirt, it's going to have a placket that's for the buttons. So I marked 2 inches from the edge of the paper, from the shoulder line all the way down, and then I drew a straight line to connect all those points. So that will serve as my button placket. Now all my measurements will start from that line. My neck depth and neck width, I'm using 2.5 inches for both the neck depth and the neck width. I'm going to connect both points with a curve to create my neckline. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark my shoulder divided by 2, which gave me 7 inches. And then at that point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch and then draw a straight line to connect that 1 inch to the neckline, which would create my shoulder slope. Now on that armhole line, I'm still going to mark my shoulder divided by 2 and then connect it to that shoulder slope. Next thing I'll do is to measure my bust circumference divided by 4 and mark it on that armhole line, and then I'm adding ½ inch allowance to that. You can also add 1 inch allowance if you want your shirt to be a bit freer. I want mine to be fitted. Now I measured the line that I have here and I got the midpoint. At that midpoint, I'm going to come in by ½ inch and then connect those 3 points with my curve to create my armhole curve. Now on the waistline, I'm marking the waist divided by 4 there, and I added ½ inch allowance to that. On the bottom part of my paper, which is the hem, I'm marking the hip divided by 4, marking that and adding ½ inch to that. Now I'm going to connect all the points together. From the waist down to the hem, I'm going to use the curved part of my ruler to connect that. Now to create that halter neck, I'm simply going to connect the neck width to the armhole curve with the curved part of my ruler, as you see me doing, and then I'm going to extend the neckline to that bottom placket. And that's basically it for the drafting of the front. It's very simple to make this halter neck shirt with open back. So that's it for the front pattern. Now we'll take this to We'll transfer this now to our fabric. I'm using an Ankara fabric. I'm just using 1.5 yards. If you have more fabric, better, but I'm using 1.5 yards. So I just folded my fabric and now I'm going to extend the length like I mentioned earlier. So I'm adding 3 inches to the length. Remember that the length of my paper was 24 inches. So the 3 inches will make my shirt length 27 inches. Now this 27 inches is including the allowance for the hem, so the actual length will finally be 26 inches after I'm done hemming the bottom part of the shirt. Now I added allowance only to the armhole curve, but you can actually also add allowance to the side of your shirt if you want it to be freer. For me, I want mine to be very fitted. Now I'm going to go up by 3.5 inches at the side and then connect that to the hem with a curve, just so that the side of my shirt is curved. That's the only reason why I'm doing this. Of course, it's optional, you don't have to do this, but I like that curved look that you have by the side of the shirt. Okay, so once we're done with that, the next thing I'm going to do now is just to cut open and the fold, cut along that fold to separate the front into 2 pieces. Okay, now for the back, we're going to be cutting the back piece together with the belt that is tied at the back. So I'm going to place my front piece. As you can see, I folded in the button placket for my front. I just folded it and pinned it down. Now I'm going to place my front piece like this on the fabric. So just pay attention to the way I placed my front piece on the fabric. So all you want to do is you want the cut together belt to connect to the rest of the back piece. So that's why I'm cutting it like this. So once you've cut out the side of the back to match the front exactly, just connect the belt to that armhole area. Now the width of this belt is actually 7 inches, but if you want more coverage for the back, okay, you want the back to be a bit more covered, you can make the width of this belt as wide as 14 inches so that it gets all the way up to the waist area. So like I said, can you see the width for mine is 7 inches, but the length I have here is 30 inches. Okay, you can make your the length of your belt longer as well if you want the belt to really drop at the back. So it depends on how you want yours to be. So now I'm simply trimming off that excess that I have on that back there so that the armhole of the front and back align nicely. Okay, so once we're done now, the next thing I did was I folded in that placket. Remember it's 2 inches, so I folded in 1 inch twice, so that takes out that 2 inches, and I'm going to sew it down to create my placket. Okay, so after sewing down that placket, the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to place the back pieces right sides facing with the front pieces. So just obviously place them right sides facing, and then after placing them I'm going to join both the pieces with half-inch seam allowance. Remember I left half-inch allowance when I was drafting, so it's that half-inch I'm going to use to join this. Like I said, I want my shirt to be very fitted, but if you don't want yours to be fitted, then please add enough allowance, not just half an inch. So now after joining my front to back, as you can see, there's this corner that's poking out, so I'm just going to blend it together with my chalk. I'm just going to mark and trim it off. After trimming it off, I'm going to now hem from the neckline all the way down to the end of the belt. Okay, I'll do the same thing for the other side as well. Now moving on to the collar, I'm just marking a straight line, and then from that line I went up by 1.5 inches. Okay, I'm going up by 1.5 inches. Now I've measured around my neck. Okay, so just measure around your neck, and what you have divided by 2. For me, I got 16 divided by 2, that gave me 8 inches. So now I'm going to mark 8 inches on that first straight line that I marked, and then connect that up to the second line. Okay, so just draw a straight line up, and then once you're done, I'm going to go inwards or towards the left by 1 inch. So go towards the left by 1 inch, and then use your curve to connect that 1 inch down to that neck circumference line that you marked. Now the next thing I'm going to do is from that curve I'm going to go up by 2.5 inches. So go up by 2.5 inches and then draw a straight line downwards, just like that. And then the next thing we'll do now is from that line we're going to go outwards by 0.5 inches and connect it to that line there, or to that point there. Okay, the next thing we'll do now is on the other side we're going to mark 2 inches and then connect it to that other point with a curve. Okay, so this is the collar that we're creating, and this is a cut together collar. We're not cutting two separate collars and joining them together. We're cutting the both pieces together. So cut together collar is what we're creating. The final thing I'll do now is I'm going to go up a bit by about 0.25 inches and just create a curve to connect to that first line that we marked. Okay, so this is a very simple collar tutorial. If you don't know how to make it collar, then this is it. Very easy. So now transfer it to my fabric like I've already done. Make sure that you transfer it to your fabric. Pay attention to where you have the fold, and then add ½ inch all the way around when you transfer it to your fabric. So as you can see now, I cut 2 pieces and I fused them with my hairstay. So I transferred it to my fabric, cut 2 pieces and fused with my hairstay, and then I'm going to sew all the way around, leaving the bottom part open. So sew round but leave the bottom part open. And then I created a notch, to make sure so that my collar relaxes very well. Just created notches, and then I'm going to turn this to the right side and sprinkle some water, use my steam iron, and iron this very, very well so it's nice and flat. After ironing it, I'm going to fold in about half an inch, on both sides. So both pieces, I'm going to fold in half an inch and then iron it down as well. Okay. Now this is what my piece is looking like. I've hemmed the armhole, the armhole all the way to the belt. Now, to prevent any gaping around the bust area from the neck there, I'm going to mark 8 inches downwards, and from that point, I'm going to mark an extra 1 inch downwards. Now, I'm also going to mark the length of my dart, which is about 3 inches, and then I'm going to create my bust dart right there that I'm where I marked. Okay, so where I marked, I'm going to create my bust dart. I'll do the same thing for both sides of my piece. Okay, so as you can see now, I've ironed my collar very nicely. I also folded it into two and ironed it to create that gator line so that it looks like a two-piece collar and not a one-piece collar. Having done that, the next thing now we're going to do is we're going to join our collar. So I'm just going to insert the neckline of my piece, about half inch of the neckline of my piece, into the collar, and then I'm going to pin it. That's the reason why you have to fold in half an inch on your collar. Pin it down, and then I'm going to sew all the way from one end of the collar to the other end of the collar. And that's basically it. The final thing we'll do is to hem our shirts, put in our holes and our buttons, and we're good to go. So once you tie it at the back, it's going to give you a nice lovely fit. Again, if you want more coverage for your back, make sure to increase the width of your belt so that it covers your back more and is more snatched at the waist. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to register for my online classes. Leave a comment if you're interested. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Bye.